is a little bit lower than the last year, but that is because of the impact of a change which was made in the budget in terms of the indexation benefits which were available to long-term mutual fund, debt mutual funds. That has been taken away and there's a taxation change. So that has resulted in our having to make a provision of, it's not an actual expenditure, but it's still a provision of 800 odd crores. Is the result of which, while the PBT has been higher, but the PAT has come down to that extent. The festival season has been pretty good. Our retail sales compared to the same period, starting from the end of the Shraddh period till the end of Diwali, we are expecting that we will have roughly a 14% growth in retail sales. And that will have its impact on the inventory levels of the dealers, and all that will come down by the end of this month in a couple of days to around 30 days. The new inquiries and the bookings have also been better than last year, not by very much, but better than last year. And therefore, we look forward to a reasonable quarter where we should continue with our growth, but that growth is not going to be very much different from between 3 and 4%. So those are the major highlights. Our work at Kharkhoda is carrying on normally. We expect to start production during the financial year, and we are at the stage of finalizing the next site where we are going to expand. I can't yet disclose to you where that site is, but we would be able to do that fairly soon, I hope, once we have all the deal finalized with the concerned state government. I think those are all the comments I want to make at this stage. We'll leave it open for questions now. So thank you very much. And I am now open, and the rest of my team is open for questions, unless anyone, Takuchi-san or anybody, wants to add anything to the remarks which I've made.
Right. In fact, we should cut back right now to the Maruti press conference. And I think a lot of important points would come about on the visibility on their new manufacturing plant. And of course, what kind of demand environment do they see right now?
Leshamba-san from PTI. I request Leshamba-san to kindly go ahead and ask his question.
Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for this opportunity. Sir, I was looking at the wholesale numbers. Q2 it was slightly down and H1 also slightly down. But you said the retails are doing in the festive season. But overall, if we look at it, do you think that in the second half of the year you can catch up so that you can look at around 3 to 4%?
I would very carefully request you, please don't look at wholesale numbers. The performance of the car industry and the market is determined by the retail numbers, not by the wholesale numbers. We had a situation in the last month, 2 months, where industry as a whole had very large inventories available. Our dealers also had well over 30 days inventories. We have been systematically planning production to reduce the production to suit the market requirements and bring down inventories. We have actually reduced wholesale dispatches so that inventories can come down. The retail sales have been much higher than the wholesale figures, as you'll see. Our retail sales in this festival period, as I said, the festival period, we take it from the end of Navratri till the end of till Diwali. Retail sales will be almost 3 lakhs of cars, far higher than the dispatches. And that is what we are doing to make sure that the inventories are at a reasonable level and there is no mismatch in terms of dealers having to hold and pay for large inventories.
Thank you, sir, for that clarification. And just another question about the Maruti Suzuki R&D contribution on the development of ICE vehicles going forward. So Maruti was supposed to take over most of the development programs for the new ICE vehicles, where the EVs are taken over by Suzuki. So I just wanted to understand on that front, how far has it progressed, and in terms of the new lineups that you have announced previously. So what is the update on that?
No, that's a program which is ongoing. There's nothing which is going to happen in a sudden, but gradually more and more work relating to the development of ICE vehicles is happening in India. We are expanding our R&D organization. We have taken over a new building for that, and we have constantly adding to the number of engineers in R&D. It's an ongoing process, Mr. Nishamba. It's not something which will be something sudden or a one-off or something. It's a continuing process.
Thank you, sir. I'll come back in the queue again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Leshamba-san. Sir, our next.
Okay, so that's the management of Maruti. The good news is that they're talking about retail sales picking up in this festive season. They said it's definitely been better this year versus last year. Inquiries have picked up. The inventory days are expected to come down to 30 by the end of this month. Mr. Bhargava, they're reiterating that one should look at retail sales and not really wholesale sales. And overall, for the festive season this year versus last year, they are expecting a growth of 14%. That's the key highlight, and that's the reason the stock has recovered from the lows of the trading session. This morning, JP Morgan channel checks also suggested that the last week there has been a bit of a pickup. For now, we have seen the stock of Maruti rebound. As and when we get more commentary, we'll keep dipping into that, sound bites as well. But for now, Sharad has been patiently mic'd up to talk to us about what the dealing room chatter has been like. Sharad, it's been a fairly volatile day. Started in the green, dipped into the red, in the green yet again. What's the dealing room buzz telling you?
Well, the dealing room buzz is, of course, over the next 2 days, the action is going to be less. And this is coming from both the desk, DI as well as FI desk. If you look at it, the strong accumulation is expected to kick in if the Nifty hits the 24,000 mark, and this is coming in for the DIs and institutions. Now, the DIs are already sitting at a strong cash levels also. Some strong accumulation can happen if there is a dip as well. But if it breaks the 24,000 mark, then FIs might be coming in for larger sales as well. So you can expect one more large of selling from the FIs if the support of 24,000 gets broken. And the markets are expected to be range bound over the next 2 to 3 sessions until Diwali. And FI selling also, if you look at the last 3 days trends, they have been reducing. It's expected that the selling quantum might reduce, but it might be on the negative side. Also, the short covering is expected to kick in over the last 2 trading sessions. And also the DI buying is coming in certain pockets. One is the PSU segment and also the manufacturing segment, interestingly. FI's basket selling is coming across most of the sectors, but the intensity of the selling, that has reduced a bit. But overall, FIs are holding up when it comes to the private banking names. No major positions have been taken when it comes to the elections, be it the US or the Maharashtra elections yet. And most DIs are not taking new fresh entries when it comes to small caps and even SMEs. So that portion also, the liquidity is drying up when it comes to institutional participation. And in the next couple of trading sessions, we'll get to know the overall picture of the rollovers also, but currently they are sitting at the average levels.
Expect similar levels of discount to continue in future, or do you see that tapering off?
I think
Mr. Discounts are a function of the market condition and of what the company itself does in terms of scheduling its production to better suit the market requirements. If you create large inventories, you will have to give more discounts to clear them. If you get your inventories down to much more reasonable levels, the pressure to give discounts is not the same. So it'll vary from company to company. It may vary from market to market. But overall, I do not think that in the coming months, in the case of Maruti, our discount levels will be higher than what we've been giving so far, because we have better aligned our production with the market requirements.
Okay. Right, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sharmishta San. Thank you, sir. Sir, our next question is from Yatin Mota from CNBC. Yatin San, please go ahead.
Good afternoon,
Good
Yatin Mota from
afternoon.
CBC Awaz. Sir, I just wanted to know the overall, things on the ground as to has the discounting, increased because there were earlier news reports that, a lot of auto dealers are having higher inventories. Obviously, you said that post the festive season, the inventory levels are expected to come down. But has the discounted, increase? And in the presentation, I was looking at the promotional cost being higher for the quarter. So are they abnormally higher for the quarter, or is it like a normalized number?
No, I have just explained what has been happening about inventories and retail sales. And certainly the discounts in the last quarter were higher because inventories were higher. But as we have just said, retail sales in this festival period have been very good. They've increased by 14%. Our wholesale has actually not increased. It's gone down by about 4%. And as a result, the inventory levels have come down sharply. So we don't have that same pressure now of high inventories as we had at the beginning of the quarter. So that itself will govern what happens in terms of discounts and promotions and things.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.